Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, we got some juicy stuff going on here. Why? Because we got topping tails. We have SPY and QQQ and DIA, all with these topping tails. SPY and QQ especially not looking the best. Now, I will just point out, QQQ is towards the upper bound of its channel. If we were to continue higher, I was looking for sellers stepping around 440 to 441. They started stepping in a bit early. All right. I'm still going to say right now, guys, there is no reason to be swinging short. There's literally no signal. All right. You have a candlestick. Does not mean it is going to lead to a massive sell-off. It could lead to some sideways action like that. And then maybe, all right, maybe you end up getting your $8 to $10 sell. I will be discussing this video where I do think price is going to be headed. All right. So we're going to start off over here on SPY, and I'm going to actually come down to the smaller time frames. And I'm just actually going to remind you guys, we do still have these bearish divergences going on here on the daily time frame. All right, let me just clean up my RSI there. Just like that. And then you got a little one right there. All right, guys. So we still do have this bearish divergence going on here. We have a triple bearish divergence. It is the same thing we had the last time at the last major top. All right, guys. I've been waiting for something to, for this thing to roll over and really give us some sell side structure. We haven't gotten it. You've had no reason to be bearish. Literally no reason. And even after today, guys, I do think you're just going to, like, if you pull back, guys, you have the previous all-time high here, and you're probably just going to find buyers here. So a lot of people are going to be looking for a sell-off. Like for this whole move, they want a retracement to this whole move. I don't think you're going to get it. I think you are literally going to be coming down here, and you're probably going to get a bounce in your golden pocket from this last leg up. All right, guys, let's just look in terms of Elliott wave. You have a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3, you have a 4, you have a 5. All right. I do think this is what is in store. All right. So eventually, that is what I'm looking at. Does that happen from right here? I have absolutely no idea. I'm just, letting you guys know my thoughts over there. So that is a bit of the, macro time frame there on the daily time frame, the larger time frame. Now let's talk about what I'm actually looking at in the short term. All right. Here on SPY, you could see you're finding sellers at that 15-minute 9 EMA. You rode that bad boy up. Now you're riding it down. I don't think this is the end of downside. I'm just going to put it out there. Now, I had 2 spots. I was looking for a bounce today. All right. And I will actually point out, guys, what told you you were going to be getting likely going to be getting a sell-off. All right. It was literally the bearish divergence that popped up here on QQ's 15-minute time frame. Let me literally just pop this bad boy up. Guys, this is all you have to be waiting on, guys. Let me actually, before I show you this, let me just show you this. We're just going to use the drawing tool here. And let me just literally point out the last few sell-offs that took place. We're going to come over here to SPY. All right. I already know there's like 8 of them. All right. We're not going to include that one, but let's look at over here. You had that. It didn't really amount to anything massive. All right. You had that. You had that. You had that. You had that. We have another one we could really reference here. That one. Oh, look at that. All right, guys. So there's one thing that happened with all of these guys. All right. You had a big sell. All right. Not a little pullback. You had a big sell. So I wasn't looking for that big sell. And what is a big sell? A $5 move, $5 to $10 move down. All right. Here, this is the exception. You got sideways action. The biggest sell you got here was like $1.30. But what happened on all of these other ones? You got at least your $5 sell. And that is what I'm really looking for, guys. And that would be pulling us back to where I just pointed out over there on QQQ. Sir, or not QQQ, SPY, sir, your golden pocket right here. Okay. And like we could have a massive retracement here. We could, but we're going to need to break down through here right first. Okay. But this is where I do think that buyers would end up stepping up for at least a dead cat bounce. You got this trend line here. You're going to have the bottom of the golden pocket. You're also going to have the break and retest from this pennant that formed right there, this bull pennant. So yeah, you're probably going to break this trend line a little bit, and we're going to have a fat, nasty wick form on it. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying I think it's probable. Why? Because your 15-minute RSI is going to be oversold if you get down there. And guys, we see bullish divergences pop up. you know your boy is going to be sounding the alarms. I got you. I got your back. If you are new to this channel, we cover SPY and QQ on a daily basis, and then we go over some setups, some A+ setups that I am paying attention to in the second half of the video. But as of right now, guys, I am short-term bearish. I really am. I'll also point out you also do have this right there. You have your first spot of bearish structure going on here. Am I telling you to swing short? No, I still don't think there's reason to. On this daily time frame, guys, we do not have sell-side structure. On the 15-minute time frame, however, we do have that. Why do we have that, guys? Let's go over some psychology here, right? First things first, you break down underneath this level. Guess what? Anybody who bought the dip today is now underwater. There's a high probability a lot of those people are going to sell. There you go. Stop shall be hit. What happens then? Price goes lower. Then you're going to have the next round of buyers, and that's where we got to see, is this going to be a dead cat bounce or not? I don't know. All right, but I do think we're going to be getting some sort of sell-off here that could be getting pretty sick nasty, and I think it's probably going to convince a lot of people that we're getting a larger sell-off, and you're going to get a bounce, and then, oh, there wasn't a divergence right there. It was not. Oh, look at that. It led to sideways action anyway. You didn't even have the bearish fruit. Look at that. All right, you had one going on right here. What $5 move. I'm trying to tell you guys, these are the moves that we're watching for when we get these 15-minute divergences. Same thing on the long side, but I'm just pointing out the bear side as of right now. That's what we're paying attention to. So you made the lower low. You have this high. Let's actually backtrack this, okay? And by the way, in terms of value, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, in the form of a bear flag. C. We have CPI coming out tomorrow that is literally going to determine what happens. I'm just putting it out there. You are either going to probably, we're probably going to have a gap in one direction or the other. But yeah, you either get a cool CPI and this thing's going to, run back up, retrace this whole move, 100% retracement there, and then that's that. Or CPI is not going to, come in cool, and it's going to come in hot, and we're going to see this move down here, at least, if not a larger move. And then we're going to be watching for a trend line break if you get a hot CPI. We're going to have to just, play things as we go, guys. We really just got to play things as we go. But, guys, all you got to look for, let me just go back to the morning brief. All right, SPY and QQ do not have any 15-minute bearish divergence, which leads me to believe we will be heading higher from here. Not sure how much higher, but I'm not looking for a sell just yet. As you can see, the last 8 decent sells, $3 to $10 sell-off, 7 of which were over $5 sells, came from a 15-minute bearish divergence. This is on SPY. When do we get these sells? Just pullbacks along this bull trend. We'll be watching the previous highs for buyers to step in. On QQQ, that means it can fall 350 and still just be back testing the previous high. Well, guess what, guys? Now you rallied another couple bucks, and now we can get that $5 plus sell and still just be back testing that high. All right, doesn't have to happen, but above right here, because IWM closed out the highs on Friday with increased volume, I do think a big day is on the table here. It doesn't have to happen, but above 199.41, there is no resistance until 205. So all in all, let's see if we push up to new highs to then put up a 15-minute bearish divergence on SPY and QQ. Until that pops up, I'm not looking for any pullback, and we can see a short squeeze get going. Good luck today, guys. All right. This is all you really got to look out for. Well, not all you got to look out for, but this is part of my method, guys. All right. Part of my method. I look back at historical data, and then we put 2 and 2 together and we get some probabilities, okay? We got a probable outcome. The probable outcome was you were going to push higher. All right, where'd we open? All right, you literally put in a bull flag and then you started pushing higher. And then you got this sell. And now you're in a bear flag and a head and shoulders formation. We're going to have to see what happens, all right? Kind of, same sell side structure on the 15-minute time frame over here on QQ as well. You had a low, you had a high, you broke down under that low, you have a lower low. If you get a pop, and let's say we get a hot CPI and you consolidate here, watch for a freaking lower high here, and then watch for that bounce to be sold. Dead cat bounce, guys. 15-minute RSI is oversold. Could chop it up like that, all right? Or what I think is more probable, I think we're probably going to be taking a dive. All right, but buyers so far stepped up right here in the golden pocket from the retracement from this move to here. We're looking at a bigger move, though. I'm not sure how this is going to go out. If you really want to be looking at where the last move really, where you consolidated and, did this, you have an A, you have a B, you have a C. Am I right, Elliott Wave folks? Am I right? All right. I don't do it too often, but I definitely like to mentally dabble in it throughout the day. Yeah, guys, that's going to line right here with this breakout, like this massive consolidation zone. All right. That, do you see how that took 2 weeks? Yeah, you're probably going to get buyers stepping in there. That's also the golden pocket. So this is really where I think we're headed, guys. This is what I'm paying attention to. All right. Something you can also be paying attention to is right here. You're going to have an uptrend. All right. Look at that. All right, guys, you are right here smack dead on your trend line. Are you going to hold it? Are you not going to hold it? I have no idea, but these are the things you could be watching for tomorrow. Guys, these videos are literally all you need to be successful in this market. You just got to watch the price action. There you go. Coming over to DIA, guys, you do have that topping tail as well. All right, you got that going right there. I don't really follow DIA too much, but I will point out you got this declining volume going on here. You have that bearish divergence going on there. IWM. What do we have over here on IWM, guys? You have a sick, nasty breakout. You do have decreasing volume. You had increasing volume yesterday, though, and you closed, or not yesterday, on Friday, and you closed right at the highs, which suggested we're probably going to be taking out those highs and then push into 205. I'm not saying we're going to be going to 205, but I'm just putting out that you have absolutely nothing in between here and here. So, yeah, I do think you go to 205. And if you get a pullback here, we're going to be watching here. Or, gotcha. Right there. All right. These are my two scenarios on IWM. That's what I'm looking for. All right. If not, we're going to take out 205. That's that. All right. Let's get into some individual tickers before we start. I am going to point out VIX. All right. It does not have any bearish divergence going on here. This is another thing that leads me to believe SPY is not done with this downside. VIX did have the triple bullish divergence going on here. We got that going on over here. Over here. We'll type in Mr. VIX. Okay. Okay. We got VIX with the triple bullish divergence on the hourly RSI. What happened, guys, when we see things, we'll say things. A lot of these things tend to lead to those things we're saying about. Why? Because we've been around the block. There's that. VIX, guys, just heating up. Just putting it out there. Now let's get into some individual tickers. The first one I want to point out is Schwab. All right, Schwab with a fresh downtrend break. All right. What do you also do? You have changed. Okay. You had a high. You had a low. You had a higher high. You also got a double bottom. You popped your head above here, and it was a false breakout so far. We're going to have to see what happens, but I am bullish on this dip. All right, if we get a dip, I am bullish on that. I wanted to go long off the open for a move up to, let me just walk you through my mind. All right, stop. Right here, under low of candlestick. Target, TP2. Target, TP1 is even a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. I'm so tight I missed out on this one this morning. That's okay, guys. I think it's like 5 out of 6 stocks on the focus list exploded today. Holy boy. Okay, so we got Schwab going off. I'm bullish on that dip. If we get it, I'm also bullish above 64.72 for a move up to 66.50 and then 68.15. And then, guys, I do think we're going to be making it all the way up here. Regardless, you have a change in structure going on here. You have a change. You know, you broke your downtrend. You're now in a daily uptrend. I'm liking it. Nike. This was another one on the focus list. Let me actually point this out beforehand. All right. Bump. I'm hyped after what I saw today, all right? First things first, guys. Carvana, congratulations to anybody who just kept running Carvana back with us, all right, guys? We just kept running it back. Carvana kept paying, all right? Carvana just kept paying. Congratulations. I don't think the upside is over, all right? But going into this week, guys. Oh, that was another one that popped off today. That was a thing, all right? But going into the weeks, we had FSLR, all right? Now, unfortunately, I did not get my entry over here. But if my inner FOMO beast just came out today and just bought every single thing I was watching. There you go. All right. But yeah, literally every single one of these popped off today. And I'm like, holy sweet baby Jesus. All right. This is proof of my concept. And I am so happy to know that. So happy. I don't care if I miss some of these. That's okay. We got some other ones, baby. All right, so W, guys. That's actually the next one we're going to be talking about after Mr. Nike here. We're going to bring it over to Mr. W. Guys, with the daily breakout, I'm not saying this thing isn't going to come back in, but this thing is looking mighty bullish. You have Shopify earnings tomorrow morning. If this thing can gap up, Wayfair has a setup to go with it. All right, you guys can see the levels I'm watching. I ain't going to take them off for the sake of this video. I got to be quick here. Gotta run back to work. But yeah. All right, guys, come over to FSLR. All right. Again, I'm bullish on these dips. All right, guys. I am bullish on these dips. This thing is a fresh downtrend break. You have increasing volume. And honestly, I don't think it's going to dip. I think you're going to run straight to TP3. I'm going to be straight up on that one. All right. Next one we're going to be talking about is MU. You did get the downtrend break, and you literally came back and back tested here on the 15-minute time frame. I pointed this out on Twitter, guys. If you're not following the Twitter, go follow over on Twitter. I know I've been slacking on you, Twitter fam. I understand. All right. I've been very busy. I've been really just focusing on literally my business and making sure that I have, my systems in place so people can be successful. Because at the end of the day, I want to help as much as I possibly can. And that's literally been my, that is what I spend all day doing. All right. All day is working on my, just my system, my business, and just, advancing that. So I apologize for the Twitter folks. I'm just letting you know, I will go back to posting 3 times a day. There are a lot of setups that I could be posting, and I just, honestly, I just been busy. I've just been busy, but I will be back. All right, guys, on MU, watch for this downtrend break. I like this setup. Next one we're going to be talking about is AMD. I also like the setup. You had a little false break out there on the hourly time frame today. Guess what? This thing is loading for a big move. It's loading for a big move. I don't think anyone's really going to deny that. All right. It's either going to be up or down. We're consolidating for 2+ weeks here over all-time highs. Holy sweet baby G's. We're going to have a month of consolidation, guys. This thing's going to pull an SMCI. No, it's not. I take it completely back. It's not going to pull an SMCI. I can almost guarantee it's not going to do this. This thing is insane. Speaking of insane, ARM. Thank you. Whoever on Twitter. I don't know if you're on YouTube. Hey, leave a comment if you are. Actually, I know you're on YouTube. Thank you for pointing this out. Guys, ARM is like 95%. Their shares are locked. All right. The float is just locked. That is why it's having crazy action. I wish I knew this. I would have played this. I really would have, I would have grabbed some lot of calls, guys. The calls I wanted. All right. I think they were the 140s. They were at $300 freaking today. 300 floppity flip, or they were at 175. The other one I was watching was SMCI. Just watching these calls today too, dude. I saw these things go from 300 to it was like 1400. I think it was the 900 calls for this Friday. That or the 850s, but I want to say it was the 900s. And I saw them right above $300 at open. And I really almost took a complete lotto gamble trade. And, again, that inner FOMO beast seems to know what's up because he also wanted to take a shot at these ARM 140 calls, and the 140 calls would have went also over a couple grand. And I'm like, sheesh, FOMO beast, you actually, you might be onto something. But no, all right, because that is a one-way ticket to disaster, self-destruction. Guys, I have really been controlling that beast. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's a game changer. Do it for yourself, all right? Start having a plan on every trade, and it's going to go differently. I can guarantee it. All right, guys, but that is pretty much it. That is really what I wanted to take a look at. We're going to just look at Carvana real quick. Carvana does so far have a topping tail in the golden pocket. It did look like it was going to go straight through this thing. You saw sellers step in right there. What I do also want to point out is you have this decreasing volume. Guys, I will buy this freaking dip because I think, I think we're probably going to get a pullback here. This is what I was saying on this weekly candlestick right here. Guys, are you not going to expect more upside here? I'm going to expect more upside there on the next week. But guess what? You're stalling out on that golden pocket. All right. Golden pocket inception, baby. What are we looking for? Where you broke out from, baby? There you go. We're watching 50 and we're watching 46.69. That is what I got for you. All right, guys. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. I'm just going to let you guys know I will be increasing the price of the Discord. It is going up to $80 a month. I will be running a big sale. I guarantee that one. There is going to be a big sale right when I launch that. We are moving over to WAP. all people that are currently in right now on the Patreon, your price will not be changing. That is a guarantee. You will have that price for life. All right. But yeah, all new members, the prices will be going up. I will be running that discount when I launch the new platform. All right. So that will be very exciting, guys. Very exciting. But yeah, with that being said, I appreciate the crap out of you guys. I really do. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.